Alec, Lisa and girls, what I've done for you is I've put together a number of concepts to talk over different areas. Starting with the front, here is a design where I've been trying to incorporate some native plantings as we discussed. I've got pillars and blades for the front. You can see the driveway, I've got the granite sets, the driveway gates. Now the driveway's been widened out to 4.5 meters, swinging gates for the cars, pedestrian gate, stepping onto the granite sets. And in this front garden, what I wanted to do is really increase the size of the garden, add a lot of natives, mix them in with those existing plants that are in there. The magnolia in this case, I'm going to move that to the back. And I've given you a little bit of a path and a little bit of a seating space just to be able to go and enjoy the front garden. The size of the lawn is reduced. I've got a couple of deciduous plants on the other side of the driveway. Open to lots of different ideas over there for trees and planting. So don't get too hung up on what you're seeing exactly like this. But I really like the idea that you can just enjoy this front garden, have a little space where you're tinkering away in the garden and just kind of be able to sit on the rocks and enjoy it. So this design is pretty much the same, but I've taken out that paving and that seating space and I've really just turned it into lawn and garden bed. Same driveway, you can see a different type of trees on the left hand side of the driveway as we come in. More lawn space. It's got a slightly big garden. It looks nice. It just doesn't have that element where it pulls you in to make you want to go and enjoy actually being in the garden. And we can do, again, like I said, we can do all sorts of different plantings, deciduous, evergreen, so on and so on. A mixture of the native plants in here. We can go for that Australiana set. This design, really what I wanted to demonstrate was that we can just pare that garden all the way back to a very, very minimum space. Have a big lawn, we just simply walk past, we bypass, and it's just a green space with a mixture of plantings. And this is going to be a much cheaper option than the first one, and I really wanted to demonstrate as well that we can take a design and just kind of just pare back elements of it and take costs of it out. And I wanted to show you that it does have an impact on how it looks and how that space would function as a result of paring back money spent on it. Now the back is, I've done several concepts for the back showing you different options with pools, and the back is really divided up into a number of different spaces. So the northeast corner, I really want to just create a big flat square lawn. It's going to be up either 2 or 3 steps. It may need a little bit of retaining in the back corner, but that's okay. A couple of director's chairs. I love having, being able to get out onto the lawn. Here's a longish sort of pool. It has a spa. I really like the idea of being able to incorporate umbrellas so that you can be out in the shade. I've given you a big alfresco space. I've brought the dining table out. And in all of these designs, what I've done is I've created a secondary seating space. In this one, you can see a jacaranda. I've got a couple of deciduous pears going in here. A square timber seat, and those white chairs that you see there, they're really just dragged off from the dining table and brought into the space, and it just becomes another secondary seating area. There's obviously a fire pit in there, great opportunity to sit around the fire at night time. The alfresco space, so I've brought the lounge furniture out into this new structure. This has got a tilted roof, so it goes from being flat to tilted. I've put in a little bit of a bar bench in here, and one of the things you will notice in this space is that I've actually rendered and painted the walls white because I really want to link that in with the interior. In all of these designs, I've brought the vegetable garden around to this western side. I really want to get some fruit trees along there. Behind the barbecue space, I've clad this wall in a stone called Alpine. And I'll show you some different examples. On the left-hand side there, I've got a vine covering a wall, a piece of paving that takes us right out to the boundary. And you can see that low wall is just a rendered low wall at the back of the pool there. The pool equipment will go into the easement section. Concept number 2, slight change of plants. This pool has no spa. Umbrella over some day beds there. I've given you a little bit more space on the inside of the pool area. Around this secondary seating space, this fire pit area, I've gone for natives, native trees, native gums, small gums, and I've gone for a curved stone-clad seat. Same deal. I like the idea that the fire pit bowl is fixed, and then we can just put a nice big round slab of timber over it, and it becomes like a coffee table, or has a sort of multi-purpose thing over there. Nice to be able to sit under the shade of those trees as well. So you can see the skillion roof has got this twist to it. The cladding on the walls in the background there is stone by Eco Concepts called Clancy. Beautiful stone. It is expensive. At night time it looks stunning when lit up, and you can see the treatment on the boundary there. I've gone for a timber cladding just to provide a nice screen and offset contrast to the stonework. In this back corner in the lawn, in a couple of these concepts, you'll see a curved stone seating wall. That's optional. It does act as a little bit of a retaining wall. It's not necessary. This pool in this case, I've gone for this little quarter circle spa in the corner. White tiles, and the roof here is a retractable blind, so it can actually be closed or open, and is waterproof as well. As mentioned, the vegetable garden on this side. In all the concepts, you'll see that I've painted the walls just white. I'm really just focusing on getting maximum white light bouncing around in this area here. It is quite stark. I do like the warmth of the stone, but it comes at a cost. Here I've gotten rid of the trees as a backdrop to the seating area, and I've just left that as open as possible. You can see the outlook from the views from inside the house, looking out through these beautiful windows. Looking at the seating area, again, chairs from the dining table don't need to be built in. One piece of built-in furniture and just views onto the lawn out the back. Now that can be 2 or 3 steps up, like I mentioned earlier. Evergreen hedge around the background, and a little bit of deciduous trees in there as well. This next concept is similar. I've got the spa is raised to make a bit of a feature of that. The retractable awning, you can see the barbecue area is covered. And what I wanted to do with this one is create an arbor, a vine-covered arbor. So that could be a grapevine, it could be Boston ivy, it could be Virginian creeper, any of those things. I've gone for deciduous planting in that little space between that secondary seating area, the fire pit area, and the lawn. You can see in all of these concepts, I've given you this cool kind of, it's a wood storage feature. It just gets mounted in front of the fence there. And so you can picture this space being a really nice space to go to and sit in, with or without a fire there. Kids get to use the lawn. We can still set up their equipment up on the lawn, and that can change over time. Different planting style here. Pool with spa. This particular design, I've brought in deciduous trees to go along the side of the pool. In some of those earlier designs, I felt that it was a little bit too stark, having walls and white rendered walls. I really just wanted to bring more greenery back in. The secondary seating space, I wanted to bring in forest pansies, the beautiful dark leaf forest pansies in there. That's the best tree that I could find to represent that. And no built-in furniture, just seats, just chairs, nice and cheap, very flexible. You can extend the dining space quite easily with additional chairs. Pool spa combination, and behind at the backdrop of the alfresco there, I've gone for vertical timber battens and movable bar furniture. So you can get a really good sense when we fly up like this, the different areas and their purpose and functions. Here's the beautiful jacaranda, which I love. The seating area over here, I've done a built-in timber seat with a back to it. Now this becomes a little bit expensive to build, but it's instantly comfortable. You can store the cushions in the storage underneath the barbecue and pull them out when needed. But that seat, it's instantly comfortable. You can just go and sit and lean back and relax, and it's a really nice seat to have in that space. Again, pulling in this furniture on the house side. There's plenty of space to move this dining table back underneath the cover between the sliding doors and the barbecue. And on the fence on the other side of the pool there, instead of putting trees, instead of putting a screen, I've just gone for low planting. I just wanted to demonstrate what that might look like once we built the pool area up. You will be able to see over the fence, and there's a little, it's not a privacy issue, but you'll be able to see over. The spa is done in a black, sort of a blue and black mosaic tile, and same with the wall at the back. We can put in running water down the face of that wall. We can put in sheer descent waterfalls. There's lots of things we can do there. Great for lighting. And again, you get a really good sense of all the different spaces and their functions. I really want to get this jacaranda in. I keep putting it in because I think it'd be a fantastic tree to put into this space. This particular design doesn't have any of the overhead structure. I've gone for a budget style design here. The pool goes in. We've got to have pool fencing and poolside, space for poolside furniture. There's a spa. I've got deciduous trees all the way down this boundary, and instead of putting in roofing, I've simply just put in big umbrellas to be able to cover the lounge area. You can see the dining table is out in the full sun there, and the barbecue is also not covered, but is up against the boundary. In the little alfresco space there, you'll see a second dining table, just to demonstrate that we can fit that in, but it's really, really snug. There's not a lot of space there. You don't have to, in this scenario, you don't have to paint these columns and walls in white. You can just leave them in the brick. The brick is sort of light absorbing. When you go and put an overhead structure over it, it does contribute to it being dark. It's a nice big paved space. There's my beautiful jacaranda. Seating's gone back into the secondary seating area over here. And again, that multi-purpose central feature, and either be a big fire pit bowl or a coffee table or something like that. It's a really nice corner to go and sit in. This last design is really, really pared back. No secondary seating area. Just giving you a small garden bed to break up that paving between the house and the lawn. Small pool, central spa, and I've just gone for white rendered screening walls here. It's a flat alfresco roof that wraps around the existing one. And what I was trying to do with this one is play with light and see what I could do to get these skylights to reflect light and bounce light back off that rear wall there. It doesn't have the same warmth as when you introduce timbers and stonework onto a wall. It's more modern, it's more contemporary, it's very minimalistic. So there's a couple of ideas for you. Hopefully you like them. Hopefully you can see that we can start to combine all sorts of different features from all the different designs and put them together and come up with your ultimate design.